the fascinating things about Twitch for me, a poker junkie who watches everything he can get his hands on PokerTube, on YouTube, on television. Then I come to Twitch, and I'm introduced to the real grinders of online poker, and I see how they do it. The multi-tabling, and these HUDs. I never saw a HUD before. Can you explain for an audience what a HUD is and how it helps you?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, it's the most common discussion point I think I see on my stream is like, what is that? And how does it work? It's because it's intimidating at first, and I think, thankfully, working with Jivaro, that's changing a little bit. So a HUD is short for a heads-up display. Essentially, it takes the hands you're playing on the screen, and it summarizes basically what's happening in those hands in a percentage format. So, say if someone has raised 7 out of the last 8 hands, it will put that as a percentage. Let's make it 8 out of 10 so I can do the conversion. 80%, right?
Okay.
And it'll show you 80%. So what a HUD does is it's saving you time. It's saving you time on making those reads, and it's allowing you to play more, which can increase the amount of money you make, right? If you're a winning player. So that's what a HUD's doing, and it's really intimidating to people, but that's kind of why I like partnering up with Jivaro in that it's a free basic HUD, which is really, really great, that has just the most basic stats that everyone's using. And it's not in the traditional format of just a bar with these really computer programming looking numbers. It's actually, visual, which I think is something that was definitely needed. So,
now, is this the circular HUD? Because that is more visual than what you see that sort of computer layout.
Yeah, it is, and it's free, right? So I get to give it away for my viewers. They support the stream, and I think for the 3 stats they do have right now, which is for all those HUD users out there, VPIP, pre-flop raise, and aggression frequency, it's the best solution for those 3 stats specifically. So
I'll tell you what, when I saw the HUD, and this is coming from a guy who dabbles in online poker, Ryan LaPlante, one of our former guests, and maybe you agree with him here, he once said that playing 5 cent, 10 cent online is about equivalent talent level playing 1-2 live. And that's kind of made sense to me because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't beat the 10 cent, 25 cent game, right? But when you're playing against guys that do this day in, day out, 10 tables at a time, you sort of need every tool available to you because a live player might say, well, that's not fair. They kind of got a program that helps them read other players. But in the online world, I mean, that's what it is, right? You use every tool to your advantage.
I mean, I think yes and no. I don't think you necessarily need them to succeed. Take, for example, Chris Moorman doesn't use a HUD. Most winning online tournament player there is, right? Online. So I think what it does is it saves you time, right? It'll make you more efficient, but it doesn't make you beat the game. And an interesting thing is, you don't use a HUD against a bad player, right? You use HUDs against other good players to figure out what they're doing and how you can beat it. So, it's adding a new level to the game, but I don't think it's providing the roadmap or this is what you need to win. I think it just allows you to play more, play faster.